Yesterday they made us wait like 15 minutes because there was a presenter that was not here, and then we had to wait for 15 minutes. So, because some people are planning to come to that presentation, but
I know that person he mentioned. She was for 20.
yeah, okay.
I'm just joking. I know.
Okay, stage is yours.
Yes, thank you. Hello, everyone. Some of you saw my presentation like before lunch, so I will repeat in the beginning because I need to present the research project and everybody. So my name is Aida Paula Pontes de Aquino. I am a postdoctoral researcher at the University of São Paulo in Brazil. And I'm presenting today some of our research about participatory activities in neighborhood planning. As I said, to present you first, our research project is about neighborhood plans, and it's coordinated by Professor Karin, and we have the goal of developing a guiding instrument for developing and implementation of neighborhood plans in the municipality of São Paulo. We are doing it in the Polytechnic School of the University of São Paulo, and we are in a partnership with the municipal government, which is being very interesting partnership because they really like working with us and the idea is that to be a practical and instrument that will be really used by the municipality. To give you a bit of the context of the municipality of São Paulo, it's a huge city with more than 11 million inhabitants. And it's very, I used to say that there are different cities inside São Paulo because the city center can be very, very rich and we have like peripheral areas that are very poor and very vulnerable. And we have in our master plan the foreseen for neighborhood plans since 2002. It was revised 2 times, 2014 and 2023. But although they mention the neighborhood plans, there is no guidance or direction or details about how these neighborhood plans should be designed or implemented. So that's why our project is trying to fill this gap in the legislation. And one specific thing about São Paulo, no other cities has the same issue, like London, I think that's an issue also, that we don't have official neighborhood delimitation. So we have 32 subprefeituras, and for some policies are designed at the municipal levels, and some are designed in the subprefeitura level. And we have also the official district delimitation, which is 96. And these districts can be up to 150,000 inhabitants. So we consider this too big to be considered a local scale, a neighborhood scale. I presented earlier a discussion that we did about like how could we define this neighborhood scale. And we did a participatory process, and this is the second part of the participation that we did. I'm going to show you the results of the participatory workshop. So why neighborhood matters? The neighborhoods, the scale of everyday life is where you go shopping, where you go like for the school, for the health care, and where you live your daily basis. And it's also intermediate scale between the city block and the municipality. And as I mentioned, like in São Paulo, most of the policies are on the municipal level, some are the subprefeitura. And due to the scale of São Paulo, they're so big, that's hard for the municipal policies to really deal with the challenges people have in the daily basis. And so we think that planning in the neighborhood level has a stronger impact to connect communities and government and make policies really happen and work in really dealing with the issues of that place, local place. And the participatory process is important because it's a democratic instrument. In Brazil, it's usually like mandatory to have a participatory process. And it's a collective construction and trust, and it legitimates better solutions. So also when you have the community participating in the decisions, they feel like part of it. They feel like they own that policy, and it helps them to follow up with the government to make it really go out of the paper, like to be implemented. So this work, I have the objective to present the participatory workshop mobilization and application, and the related results in terms of neighborhood problems, solution, and potentials pointed out by the community as a contribution to neighborhood plans development in São Paulo. As I said, we are writing this guiding instrument, and one of the subjects is, one of the main subjects is this participatory process. And the method we did for the participatory process, like I always say that the community mobilization is the main aspect, because if you don't go and ask people to come, it's really hard to make people participate. And I don't know how it is in other countries, but in Brazil we are losing truth, like faith in participatory process. So people are not going anymore. Like when we were in the 80s and 90s, we had like strong participation, and nowadays it's not that strong anymore. And also we have this differentiation between presential and online methods. So we did made like both of the use of these both instruments, and we mapped public and private facilities. Went there, we talked to schools, we talked to health cares. We made meetings with the councils that are already like present in the area. Went there before the workshop. We presented the project. We invited them to also talk to other people in the neighborhood. Then we designed in the execution of the participatory workshop. We organized the workshop in 2 stages. As I mentioned, I just presented the first stage of the workshop. That was, we asked people to draw what they consider their neighborhood would be. Then we try to delineate a neighborhood. And the second part was like identifying problems, potentials, and proposals. And then we did also a hierarchy of the results we had. The participatory workshop was held in November. We had 30 participants, divided in 4 tables, and we had resident workers and community representative and technicians. Then we systematized the results. We used QGIS, and we categorized all the findings by theme and scale that I'll show you. Our case study is the Lapa district, and which is the west zone of São Paulo. The district has a population of 75,000 inhabitants, and it's a place that's going through urban transformation verticalization due to the recent changes in law. So it's important, this category, because people will respond about it later on. I'll show you. And there's a place, there's a strong transport infrastructure. There's a train line, and also the metro is arriving in the neighborhood, and mixed land use pattern. So the results. From the mobilization, what you can see is that people that were already involved in some kind of participation were the most present ones in the workshop. So we had like council representatives and informal local community groups, so people that were already involved somehow in the neighborhood were the most present. The picture on the right is a colleague of mine, Deiny. She's like, this is a first childhood school that we put folders to invite people to come. The 5 main topics that resulted from the workshop, it's interesting because the picture really mentions the first 2 ones, like pedestrian mobility and drainage and flooding. They were the 2 main topics that people are concerned about in the neighborhood. And this, I don't know how to say it in English, but this thing here, they go up when there's flooding, so it's to avoid the water to enter the storage places. So this is a good sidewalk, actually. There's the worst ones. For distribution of contribution by thematic, because we thought, well, what is the thematic? Also to think, what's the department that should deal with that issue? First is management and governance. This is very important because I mentioned like we have the municipality policy and the local policy. Management and the governance is in the local policy, so it's closer to the local scale, to the neighborhood scale. Infrastructure, urban mobility are the second and the third ones. The degree of centralization is something that we need to discuss when we think about neighborhood plans, because 72% of the issues that the population brought in the workshop are in the municipal level, but are policies or issues that are thought in the municipal level, but has an effect on the local level. So it's very important for us and for neighborhood planning to make this division. What should go into the master plan of the city and what should go in the neighborhood plans? Because only 12% was issues that were only for the local level. And we had also this difference between issues that were not specialized and other that were specialized. So urban mobility was the stronger one with infrastructure, and we made like a specialized results on the QGIS. And it's very interesting because we have the train line, and the area on the north, it's poorer than the area on the south. So most of the issues are concentrated in the poor area. And also in those two streets, the Guaicurus and those de Outubro, because their streets are more commercial and there are more people going. So there was this concentration of results because of these two streets that are more used by the population. So we had like what we consider that we had effective participation because there were other tries to workshops that were not, we didn't have a response from the community. We saw from the results that there are interconnected challenges, so the neighborhood issues are connected. When you think about mobility, it works also with green areas, it works with public facilities, etc. So we need for multi-scalar action. So this requires coordination across departments and levels. And this is really a big challenge because it's hard to make departments talk among each other. The value of place-based knowledge, the local knowledge guides priorities was really, it's really nice to see how people get involved, those that come, they get involved with the participatory process. We have a contribution to the literature and the limitations that we have so far, the single case and the limited diversity because we had most of people already involved in participatory process. And we want to test and expand this to other areas of the city. So, thank you.
Maybe we can go to break.